Well, you know what? We went and had our blood work done, and we failed.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
And, of course, let's put them on pills. Nah,
No thanks.
don't think much of pills. And you got to take one pill to cure another pill. No.
So we said we'll just make some changes. So.
Yep.
But the question is, can blood work results be improved by making some changes without medication?
What do you think?
Guess we'll find out.
Yep. Hey, OJ and Deb here.
And Superstar Raven.
Oh, yes.
Welcome to Coffee Walks and Whatever.
We're just two old fogies living the dream.
And sharing our retired life. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, everyone. Hope you're all having a wonderful day.
We are.
We are, because it's always coffee time, right?
I'm using a different cup today.
Oh.
A cup that Danica made me with our
Well,
pictures.
we're on our second pot.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, in this video, we're going to tell you a little bit about the changes we've made to
Yes.
improve our health. Now, it's not a New Year's
Resolution?
Resolution?
We don't do those things.
I hate them things because you know what? You're fat before New Year's, you're fat after New Year's, and all that stuff, you know. But
So we started this.
no, 1st of November, thereabouts.
I started a little bit before.
Yeah, well, I kind of
Mm-hmm.
the day after I ate. But
And
we
we've got
started.
notes to make sure that
Yeah.
we don't miss anything.
Yes. So, as a lot of you know, who've been following all along, watching us build this house. Now, if you go back to the first video we were working on this house, well, when I'm not wearing a jacket, and you look at the size of me there, compared to, say, the middle of October of this past year, you're going to see OJ's belly progressively
He knows that
getting bigger. Yeah.
because he noticed that watching our year-end video from
Yes.
start to finish. He said,
And I noticed tying my shoes, so you got to bend over that thing. So, yeah,
"Yeah,
Yes.
but we were living on
chips and iced tea and Coke.
Coke,
We
poison."
always made sure we had iced tea and Coke here, and and a little snack, and run down to the bakery and grab some donuts, or go to the Glenboro bakery and pick the donuts on the way past. You know, oh yeah, well, I gotta have some donuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not one donut, but they have 2 or 3. So one's good, 3's better. Right? So like your dad used to say, if one gladiola was good, then 200 is better. So
But they don't make you fat.
yeah, they don't make you fat. So when we moved to Carberry, there was no family doctors. They had family doctors in Carberry for a long time, and then for a long time, they just had the what do they call them?
Nurse practitioner,
Yes.
but no family
No
doctor.
family doctors. So whenever we've had a family doctor before, can we get a family doctor? Sure, here. There you go. Well, not this one.
We had to go
We
on a
ended
waiting
up,
list.
by the time we found out there was a doctor, there was 2 doctors. So we put our name in. They picked a doctor for us. And, come for a meet and greet. So what do? We go for a meet and greet.
We figured that's all it would be. Just
Yeah,
get our
hi, how are you?
We're not
You got
sick.
any concerns? No? And yeah, okay, we'll see you later. We'll come and see you when we're sick. But no, next thing you know, what are we doing? We're going for blood work.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Not
Not that I don't mind getting poked and prodded, but yeah.
We knew it wasn't going to
Yeah.
be good, so we
So-
really weren't really enthusiastic about that blood
Yeah.
work.
So- We got the blood work done,
yeah.
and we thought, it's getting right. We're close to Christmas, you know. Oh, we'll wait. We'll go after Christmas.
You mean to
just find out.
follow up? Oh,
the
yeah,
follow-up
because
of
we
her.
had our blood work done sometime in November.
Yeah.
And we figured, yeah, we'll call her in January, set up an
Yeah.
appointment for the follow-up.
But, yeah, we'll wait. Well, guess what? Phone rings. Oh, is Deb there? Yeah. Oh, it's the doctor.
Well, I
And
told
then-
her. I told her we were
yeah.
going to come in January, and we figured we would just wait. And she said, well, I couldn't wait.
Yeah.
Then you know it's not good news.
Yeah. And then after she tells her, she says, well, what about OJ's? And, well, I don't have that in front of me. Well, probably 30 minutes later, ding-a-ling. Oh, it's doctor.
So let me look at my notes and see what we.
She's got it all down here.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, I didn't put all the numbers, but basically
Some.
we both have high cholesterol, which we pretty much always
Always have.
had it up a little. But I'm also, she says that I am 0.1 away from being diabetic, or what they consider diabetic, because I've looked on a lot of different,
Websites.
well, not even that, just on my old blood work, and the ranges that for different things that are considered normal are different depending on where the blood work was done, which is to me a little bit odd. And yes, some online too have give different numbers. But anyway,
The numbers are different in the U.S. to Canada.
well, yeah, it's measured different. So I always look up Canadian sites to get the right numbers. But yeah, so of course, she wanted me to do something about that too. But, well, statins, of course, for the cholesterol, and who knows what for for the blood sugar thing. Anyway, we just said no. We'll make some changes, and so she said, okay, come back. Come back and, well, first she said
she
May.
didn't want to, but I guess you're gonna have to. But.
She said first she said come back in May, and then she said no, come back in April. So we'll come back the end of April.
End of April, we'll get the blood work done, and then the middle of May, we'll go and see her.
So anyway, that means we have no choice but to make those
Changes.
because we're going to get checked up on again. So.
Yeah.
And we had, even before we went for the blood work, though, we didn't go in immediately. We probably had a couple of weeks, and we had already kind of started making some changes. The main thing was we completely cut out sugar. No added sugar at all.
So one of our boys benefited from this because we cleaned our cupboards out a little bit.
Yeah.
As Dr. Barry says, clean your cabinets.
Although that doesn't really work when you've got a couple of kids that want some food. So
yeah, I guess, yes.
We have a cabinet for kid food, and we have a
cabinet for us.
Yeah.
Which isn't very much. No, which is good. If you don't have it, you can't eat it, right?
Yeah, the other thing, we went low carb, so no sugar, no bread, no pasta. But with those two, that cuts out a lot of stuff from the diet.
So basically, we're doing keto, but I'm more teetering closer to carnivore.
You're definitely more carnivore, and
I could probably eat meat every meal, breakfast. So we don't really have dinner.
We don't really have breakfast.
We eat about 11 o'clock in the morning, so that's one meal, and then we'll eat again around supper.
But that's because you're retired now, and so you don't have to. You used to come home at coffee time and have a toast or something, which wasn't the best.
Toasted peanut butter.
Not the best
toasted peanut butter and jam.
So that's bumped up to about 11.
So it's 11, and I could probably wait till 1.
Well, I know I could.
Yeah. So, well, isn't this a pickle? We finished the video and then realized our camera ran out of memory. So if we repeat ourselves, I'm sorry.
I think we left off where we were talking about we eat somewhere between 11 in the morning and 6 in the evening. So basically we're doing intermittent fasting. I think that's where we left off.
Yeah.
So,
which, if you don't know what that is, we go long periods between meals. Other than when we have our lunch and our dinner.
Our window for when we eat is
Yeah.
shorter than if we were to eat breakfast early in the morning and then have lunch and supper
Yeah.
and then snacks. So,
So
we
they-
basically,
They say you're eating between 12 and 6, and then you're not eating.
well, and you decided that we would have a bigger meal earlier in the day.
And
then-
for me, it works better if I have my big meal first, and then my smaller meal second.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to pet you.
And not a lot of snacking, but
Yeah.
once in a while a snack. So,
Well, if we have a snack, it might be bacon rinds.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
Danica curls her nose up at those, but
Yeah, and we're not eating things like chips and crackers and
Yeah.
stuff, so it's kind of nice if you want to snack on something crunchy. The bacon rinds work,
yeah.
and you can dip them in stuff.
Well,
too
you
if
can
want.
get some cream cheese and
Yeah.
have them that way. And that way you're getting a little bit of fat in with them as well.
So, yeah, you had already said you're basically keto.
Yeah,
Carnivore,
keto, more
so-
carnivore than keto, because I get
You live
Well,
on
I'm-
meat.
a steak here and a steak there and a steak here and a steak there, except for the price of steaks.
Yeah. Well, we
So when they're on sale, I buy them.
eat quite a bit of pork too.
Pork steak, yeah, I like pork steak.
Mostly though, we eat bacon.
Bacon, yeah, every time I go to the store, I buy bacon.
Bacon and eggs for
Yeah.
breakfast.
We'll probably eat more steaks and stuff, burgers, once
You can barbecue.
barbecue a little bit more, and don't have to stand in a blizzard to do the barbecue.
Yeah, and I think we need to get one of those things for stopping the spattering grease,
Yeah.
because boy, does he ever make a
I make a
mess when
mess.
he fries bacon. It's just everywhere.
I had to go get more coffee for the second
For the
time.
second try at this, so.
We're on our second pot too, so.
So I don't know, what do you,
Yeah.
I don't know if we even said, I don't know what we talked about.
Well, we talked about what I eat.
What do you,
Like
besides,
Jason
pork?
Keto got me going on these chaffles. And if you want some wisdom there, go and see Jason.
Just Jason Keto?
Jason Keto.
We can put that in the
Yeah,
description.
we'll put it in the description. And he makes some awful chaffles.
Did you say-
Awesome. Awesome.
Awful chaffles.
Awesome. Not awful,
You
Jason.
better explain what they
Awesome.
are. They're like a waffle.
They're like a
basically.
waffle, and make them in this mini chaffle maker, and they're about the size of a burger bun.
Like a
And
waffle.
and they're cheese, shredded cheese, and egg, and then you put your salt and pepper in there and mix it all up, and then you put it like one or two. I talk with my part French. Talk with my hands, yeah. Mix it all together, and usually I use 2 eggs and cheese, and that's enough for 3 waffles. Chaffles. They look like waffles. And
Well,
the one time, oh my, I made 3 of these chaffles, and then I made some burgers. And then I put onion and my burger on there.
There's
and
more grated cheese.
more grated cheese. And then, oh my goodness, it was good. I love food. Yeah.
Triple
Yeah.
decker burger.
Triple burger.
Well, I think
It's sort of like a Big Mac.
I think you've done some
Yeah.
shorts that we haven't
Yes,
put up yet.
and
We
then-
wanted to talk before we put the
Yeah.
shorts up to explain.
It makes more sense that way. And made some crackers, well, chips, crackers, whatever you want to call them. You take cottage cheese and you whip it up, so you don't want the lumps in there. Well, you can have them if maybe you like lumps, but you just put them on a parchment paper and then put them in the oven. And before that, you put a little bit of everything bagels, spices on there, tasty smasty. And I made some flatbread. Oh, it was just like, it was amazing. Just mix it all up. I might have to make a cookbook with all these things. And then I just cut it up like cheese bread. Oh, the first time I did it.
Drop my notes.
It was wonderful. Are you okay? She's losing it. She's just thinking about all this flatbread that I made. She's getting excited. Well, it was just.
So maybe you should tell them how you feel.
I'm feeling amazing. I've lost 28 pounds, and I've lost inches. We haven't measured ourselves lately.
Yeah, should do that.
We should do that.
But you can just tell by the way your clothing fits. Oh,
I mentioned
okay, Raymond.
consume. Yeah, just lie down and relax. And enjoy yourself. Consume the goodness.
It's another challenge.
It's another. Kendra, I was telling her, you know what stuff? I have to go and buy new pants. Because if I don't give the belt another little reef, it'll just fall off my butt. Not that I had a butt before, but yeah. And it's just gone. And then my shirts.
What a terrible problem to have.
Look at the room. I was like a swollen tick wearing this before.
But you've also been walking.
I have been walking, even though this is the frigid north where we have a polar vortex all the time. I get a kick out of you guys, Americans down there, talking about
in the south.
They got snow though. Yeah, they got snow.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
We sent our snow down just for a
them.
gift. Yeah.
Just for a gift. But yeah, it's cold all the time.
In the winter, it's not cold all the time.
Not all the time. I should clarify that. We don't live in an igloo.
But you've been going out walking.
Yeah, I walk I started out at about maybe a mile. And then, so now I'm walking 2 miles. And it takes me about 50 minutes, where I could probably, in the summertime, cut that down to maybe 30. But I'm walking slow because it's wintertime and they scrape the pathways off and it's slippery. So I'm doing the Tim Conway across the roadways when I'm crossing the road.
Shuffle.
Doing the shuffle. And
what is
not
with
doing
you,
the moon,
Raven?
not doing a moonwalk, but I'm doing the shuffle. Maybe I should do the moonwalk for you. Yeah.
But I'm not doing the walking outside like you are. I will, when spring comes, I will get out and walk. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to do the walk at home. I started that years ago, and I always get off track, but I'm trying to remember to do the walk at home of just a 15-minute. It's a pretty fast walk. It's a mile in 15 minutes. And so I'm
doing 2 miles in about 50 minutes, but it's outside now.
Yeah, but
slip. So by doing this walking, I feel a lot better.
And how about how you feeling? Cramps? You were having
cramps.
leg cramps
I
at
was
night
having
and
horrible
knee
cramps.
pain.
I'd get up and almost screaming because I got this Charlie horse. So it's like jumping up, and I'm in a Ninja Turtle jumping up. And just, like you've never seen me jump out of bed like that before, but yeah.
Used to be a regular occurrence.
Yeah. And so now I may get the odd little cramp in my toe or something, or my foot. But other than that, it's been good. I try to have enough salt with the way we're eating, because actually salt is good for you. Your body needs salt. So.
You drink pickle juice too.
And I drink pickle juice right out of the jar, just suck her down.
That's supposed to help with the leg cramps.
Yeah. I thought she was crazy drinking it out of the jar before, and we used to throw it away, but not anymore. I have to calm myself down not to drink it, but otherwise the pickles are sitting in the jar with no pickle juice.
But basically, you've noticed you're feeling
a lot better.
Now,
more energy.
Yeah,
and
my experience has been a little bit different, especially the first couple of weeks. I think I was in major withdrawal from no sugar and not much for carbs, and I think I had what they call keto flu. I just felt terrible, and it got better, but my energy levels still was it's still not great, but that could just be that it's winter, and I tend to hibernate in winter anyway and don't have a lot of energy.
She has more energy in the summer.
Definitely more energy in the summer, but I am not strict. Definitely not carnivore, although I do love him making bacon and eggs for me. And I'm not strictly keto, because I've always had issues with my digestive system, and I had found years ago that eating overnight oats, which people who are right into the keto stuff would say is not a good thing to eat.
Not a good thing, yeah.
But I find that it helps my digestive system.
You have to pick what works for you. Like
Yeah.
if you can't do keto, you can't do carnivore, do something.
Yeah. But I think I may have something called delayed gastric emptying, because when I eat, a lot of times it just feels like the food sits in my stomach and just doesn't move along. And so I added back the overnight oats into my diet, and that just seems to help. I don't eat them every day, but I do eat them. I also drink nutritional shakes, which I've done for years. And I don't know if we mentioned earlier, we both take supplements.
Yeah.
You kind of got away from taking the supplements, but
and I don't take them all the time.
yeah. And
Guys are crazy because I'll take this maybe 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah, I can't take them like that.
She's got
One at a time.
Yeah.
They go down pretty good when I'm having them with my oatmeal, but
if she remembers.
if I remember to take them. So yeah, we don't take them every day. Try to take them regularly, because I think that if you're going to be eliminating some things from your diet, it's probably a good idea to have a multivitamin, mineral, and then there's a few other things that we take along with that. But
oh yeah, I'm eating some sardines.
oh yeah, there's a few things that you eat that I'm not crazy about.
I love sardines. I never ate them for years and years and years and years. And then I started eating them again, and I might be sitting there and I'm thinking, boy, I should have some sardines. It's a good snack to have. Little omega-3s in there.
They're very good for you. And I can eat them now and then, but I'm not a big fan.
I had a can with tomato sauce this morning. And you know what? I had a can of Kipper snacks. Spicy. Those were good.
Now, something else he made a week or so ago was liver.
Liver. Oh.
We used to have that quite often years ago.
It was the best liver I have ever made. I soaked it in milk overnight. Oh. And then I just kind of dabbed the milk off and then fried it up.
With lots and lots
of onions.
And you know, those onions, they were so good. The liver, not so much. I took one bite.
It was tasty, smacy, just like I remember. It was just like riding a bike.
So he took a picture of his liver and onions, and he posted on Facebook and said, yay or nay. And it's amazing how many people said yay.
Yeah. My oldest son, nay, with a puking face.
and our son-in-law wasn't a fan either. So.
When our older kids, I buy liver, and I buy a couple packs because we're got a bunch of kids. And don't you dare say you don't like liver.
Or I'll go buy more.
Yeah, I'll go buy more. I'll give you more.
He was mean.
He was mean. A mean old man. Young man at that time, but it's great stuff.
I don't know if our younger kids...
I think I felt sorry for him.
Yeah, he got soft.
Well, Danica said she was going to try some when I made this, and sorry I ate it all. So...
but it is good for
It's one of those things, you eat it now. Don't put it in the fridge and eat it later.
No,
you just eat it now. You eat it and you're done with it.
Yeah.
And Dr. Barry says, like Dr. Ken Barry, he says have it 2 or 3 times a week. Maybe once every other week for me. But
how about once every 6 months?
No, I'll buy some more. I looked the other day, there wasn't any, so yeah.
So yes, we are not, basically we're kind of on the same diet in some ways, but not for every meal. But we do have our biggest meal earlier in the day.
Earlier in the day is better for me because I find if I eat too much around 6 o'clock, well, you're 4 hours, and then it's basically 10 o'clock, so my new midnight. And then, not that it takes me long to go to sleep anyways, but I'd rather have a bigger meal for lunch and then a smaller meal for supper.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what's gonna work for me. Back in 2017, I was also diagnosed with something called oral lichen planus, and I'll maybe make a video about that later. But that actually has if I have a flare up with that, that affects what I can eat and what I can't eat too. So, but I'll talk about that more some other time.
Mm-hmm.
But the best thing about this is once you get off the sugar, once I got past the whole, well, you quit kicking me, the withdrawal thing, I don't have any cravings for sugar anymore. I don't crave bread. So that's the best part. Well, no, actually the best part is that you do the cooking. Even if you do make a big mess frying bacon. I do the cleanup. He does.
Yeah, bacon grease everywhere. But yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah. And if you ever tried taking your bacon and cut it like in 4 or 6 pieces and then put it in the frying pan and then fry it up just like bacon chips.
It's almost like deep frying it.
Just like deep frying it because it's all in the bacon.
Yeah, that was something that we watched a video of Dr. Canberry. He did that, the bacon chips. But yeah, I can probably eat bacon every day.
Probably,
but, The thing is, though, I have heard that keto can make your cholesterol go higher.
Yeah.
So,
well, we'll see.
Yeah. We're having fish. We're having fish today.
Today, yeah.
Yeah. I can eat. I'm not a big fan of fish either. I can eat it now and then, but it's not something that I can eat.
So you can tell today's kind of a fishy day.
A fishy day, yeah. It's already had some
sardines for breakfast.
So we kind of did it backwards because normally you do have a bigger meal early, but today they're kind of doing it a little more backwards. You didn't eat a lot.
It won't be a big chunk of fish, but it'll be.
So back to the question, can blood work results be improved without taking medication, with lifestyle changes only? Now, 4 years ago, I had a doctor tell me that the only way to lower cholesterol is with statins. And I knew that that wasn't true, but I didn't have my blood work in front of me to prove it. But
argue the point.
Yeah, I always, when I do go for blood work, I always ask for a copy, and I think that's just a really good thing to do, is have that copy for yourself.
That way, when you go in for your second one, you always have your last one there, and you can compare to see where you were at, where you're at now.
So I have mine, I think going back to 2015, I started asking for a copy. So in 2017, we did this 90-day challenge. Well, we continued beyond the 90 days, but we did the same thing that we're doing now. No sugar, low carb, we just basically cut out the junk food.
Yep.
And we went on the supplements that we're still taking. And so I went and had my blood work done before starting, and then went back in later just so that I could compare.
Yeah.
And by having that, I can see my cholesterol level did come down with those changes. And my, A1C, my glucose,
whatever it is.
Those numbers also improved. So I know that it can be done. It's just, can we do it this time?
Yeah.
So
At 66, almost 67.
66, yeah. We shall see.
So yeah, it will be interesting to see when we're done. We're not going to make this so we're always talking about.
No, we're not changing our channel to.
This is just, we'll throw it in every once in a while. You may not hear this again till.
Well, not
June.
Until we get the blood work back and see how we're doing, and we'll do an update.
Yeah. And then I hope you enjoyed watching this and us blabber away.
Now there was another. Did you mention? Yeah, the 2 channels that we were going to mention.
The 2 channels.
We'll put those in the description.
Yes. Just Jason Keto. And Consume the Goodness.
Consume the Goodness. We will put
Kendra.
those in the description.
And
if you're interested in keto.
There's some other ones. And Dr. Barry is...
that's a big channel.
Yeah. But check those 2 channels out. And We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.
Bye bye.